Racing to Win is your twice weekly preview show of Hong Kong racing, and we are heading to the city circuit of Happy Valley. It's great to have your company here on the show today. I'm Tom Wood and I'm joined in the studio by Paul Lally and Nick Child. And Nick, what have we got to look forward to midweek Happy Valley 9 races?
Yeah, thanks Tom. It's very competitive. That's one thing for sure. Obviously 9 races coming up on the programme. Look, my tip for this meeting is that Douglas White might have a pretty good meeting. I think he's got a few chances scattered across the course of the evening.
Okay, so good night maybe predicted for Douglas White. His fellow South African's been having a great time of things recently. That is Lyle Hewitson. But Paul, on the jackpot front, we've got a big one coming up at the weekend, but any Wednesday night?
No, nothing on Wednesday night, and no first starters either. Normally we see the odd first starter that's raced in another jurisdiction or somewhere, but nothing in this meeting. So, look, we've seen all these horses before. Seasons Wit was impressive last time. I'm sure he's going to be one of the shorter price favourites of the night.
Indeed. Now, we are actually back on the A course at the weekend, or on Wednesday night, I should say, as well. But we'll see how that plays, Paul, because it's certainly been leaderish recently, the track at Happy Valley. Yeah,
it has. A lot of the races have been pace-orientated, isn't it? So we'll see how it goes. We'll get a good gauge, I think, after. Probably not the first so much, because it's a Class 5 1800, but maybe a little bit later on.
Indeed. Righto, Lucky Swain as well. How impressive was he at the weekend at Sha Tin, winning the Sha Tin Vase? Nick, here he is right behind the pace. It's set up nicely for him, and even with the big weight that he carried, he was far too strong for them.
He was, Tom, yeah, absolutely. Look, he sort of toyed with his rivals here. Once Zach's sort of shaken the reins at him, he's not had to exert too much energy, I don't feel, to get past Victor, the winner, and Sight Success and Co. There's old Cordyceps 6 running on quite nicely. But we mustn't forget, Paul, it was in February of last year that it all kicked off at Happy Valley, of course.
Yeah, exactly. So it's had a whirlwind career so far, hasn't he? But he just keeps defying everything and just keeps winning. So, look, it's a nice win for him. I suppose the debate is, do they go for the record later in the month?
Yeah, that record, of course, he's equal with Beauty Generation at the moment in terms of number of wins in a season, which stands at 8. But of course, Nick, they've got the Premier Cup they could maybe aim at. So we understand Beauty Eternal's probably going to go there. He won earlier on in the program, of course, with the Lion Rock Trophy. But do you reckon they go again with Lucky Swain S?
Do you know what? My gut instinct is that they will get tempted to go. And look, if the horse, and Manfred Mann said after the race that if the horse pulls up well, he'll sort of tell us basically if he wants to go again. And I mean, the likelihood is he's probably going to meet some very similar rivals, if not the same. So he's got the beating of them once. If the same horse turns up, he's probably got the beating of them again, hasn't he, Paul?
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, the horse will tell him. That's the thing. Has he had enough for the season? Because he's had a long season.
Yeah.
So we'll see what develops there in the next couple of weeks. Of course, that race coming up towards the end of June. Several withdrawals to speak of for Wednesday night. Red Elise, the old boys, come out with a tendon issue in race 1. He's been replaced by Shua Win-Win. So that's race 1, number 1. Smart Cousin has come out. So at number 12 now is Owner's Star. Matthew Chadwick riding Owner's Star in race number 1 with saddlecloth number 12. Race 4, you can remove Happy Soul and Seize the Dream, who was somewhat of an improver maybe in his recent barrier trial, but he hasn't done a great deal so far. And out of race 8, number 2, Harmony and Rich comes out. So there's only a field of 10 lining up in that 8th race of the evening. So Happy Valley Wednesday night, the rail has been shifted right back into the A position. And we're on the course turf with 9 races, meeting number 77 of 88. So we're in the final few thrusts of the season here at Happy Valley. In terms of the racing action, 6:45 for the first. We're previewing races 8 and 9, 1,000 metres and 1,200 metres Class 3, the top band on Wednesday evening. Class 3 over 1,000 metres, Atomic Force for Hugh Bowman drops in grade. Of course, this race is an 85 to 60 race. Keep You Warm, Tornado Phantom returns again to 1,000 metres. Harmony and Blessed was close up behind Seasons Wit. He's £3 better off with him this time round. Seasons Wit there with Equiletter Blitz, Drops of God. They try 1,000 metres with him again. Gorgeous Vitality is a 2-time course and distance winner. Atomic Energy was up on the pace last time out. Didn't handle the turn overly well, I thought. And Harmony Fire, his last win was actually this meeting a couple of seasons ago in this very race for Harmony Fire, Douglas White and Keith Young. Rightio, we can have a look at the speed map per 1,000 metres, so there'll be plenty of pace here from the start, Nick, as we see them go. And Harmony and Blessed, he should be able to find the front because, of course, Harmony and Rich has come out.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, there'll be no loathing around, even with the defection of Harmony and Rich, of course, who did draw a slightly better gate, in fact, than Harmony and Blessed. But I think he'll get it all his own way in front there. Gate 4, Derek Lung. In fact, he'll come in one, won't he, now, to Gate 3. But look, he can lead. Atomic Energy, I don't think, will be a million miles away. He's got absolutely no weight on his back, this horse, so I think they can use him to good effect. He might try and press forward and just get a nice lead off of Harmony and Blessed. Harmony Fire could be towards his outside there. He'll be in a prominent spot. Paul Seasons Wit, last time out, he was sort of mid-div and was able to quicken up, and he's drawn Gate 1, so should get a nice run.
Yeah, he should get a nice run. I think the big winner of this horse coming out is Harmony Fire, because he can get across from a wide draw now. If Harmony and Rich was there, he probably would have been in a spot, and he might have been caught wide. Seasons Wit, last start winner, should get a nice run. Look, Gorgeous Vitality, Tornado Phantom, we know they get back, but I think there'll be a bit of pace in this race.
Yep, certainly looks to be a bit of pace here as per normal over the 1,000 metres. We can have a look at a few of the main players for this contest, and one of them, Nick, would have to be Atomic Force, who is dropping in grade. Here he was a winner 4 runs ago, course and distance over Seasons Wit. I didn't think it was a bad run this time round.
No, not at all. Look, he's run 7th, so on paper you might look at it and think, well, it's a bit disappointing. But no, you're right. I think this run behind Easton was certainly not the worst. I mean, he's got that form, as you say, with Seasons. So he's a 24-1 chance on that occasion when winning. But he is off at an £8 higher mark here, Paul.
Yeah, he is. You always get big prices about this horse when he does run around. He's drawn wide with a big weight, so that's just a little concern I had.
Casper Founds with 47 winners this season, so he's getting very close to raising the bat for the half century. Now, here they go from the start. There's numerous runners in this race, Paul, but they all certainly meet Seasons Wit better off at the weights here. He's got barrier number 1, and he was able to get over the top of Harmony and Blessed last time out. That's Harmony Fire there on the inside, so with that horse coming out, he should get a nice run now.
Yeah, he should. Look, and I think Atomic Energy can really push forward as well from barrier number 6. He's, as Nick said, he's got no weight on his back, so I think with Harmony and Blessed going forward, he could try and just slot him behind him.
I don't think there's much between these three. In fact, obviously Seasons Wit winning the race, Harmony and Blessed running second, and Atomic Energy running third. Obviously, when we get to the business end of the race, it will tell us that a little bit more. But it was a nice performance here from Seasons Wit, and I think he might be the type of horse that probably only just does enough. He's only won by a short head here, so with that in mind, he's sort of keeping himself, well in touch with the handicapper. But have a look at this run of Atomic Energy. I thought he's kept on really well.
Was it a concern, Paul, that he sort of crabbed around the corner? Was that maybe more his doing or more the jockey's doing, do you think?
Yeah, it might have been a bit more. You'd have to have a really closer look at it. But look, he stayed on. He did balance back up when he got down the straight, didn't he? I thought it was a good run from the horse, Harmony and Blessed as well, because he fought back on the inside.
Indeed. So now here's the barrier difference from their last start to this start. So Seasons Wit this time round, Paul, has pretty much got a similar draw, except down on the fence compared to poor old Harmony Fire, who goes from 1 to the outside, basically.
Yeah, he does, but he has got that early pace, so I think he can get across now with the other horse coming out. I mean, Tornado Phantom drew 2, he's 8. That's irrelevant because he gets back. And Gorgeous Vitality as well. It doesn't matter where they draw because they always get back.
Yeah, he likes to certainly get back and run on, and he was doing that again last time out. So what about this work, Nick, from Seasons Wit? He looks like he's been ticking along okay. Yeah,
look, nice bit of work here. Obviously not being asked to do a great deal. He's just a 3-year-old, and Jamie certainly wouldn't want to put him under too much pressure, I don't think. But he's clearly a race-fit horse and ready to go again.
Yeah, he's going nicely at the moment, isn't he? And look, I think he can back. He looks like he's backed up well from that one.
Another replay to look at here, and this is Harmony and Blessed to stalk the pace here with the Seasons Wit when Harmony and Blessed was able to beat him. Harmony Fire, Gorgeous Vitality. So a lot of these horses, Nick, have been turning up to Happy Valley in these types of races and competing against each other.
Yeah, I think what's interesting, I think it was Tony Cruz that might have made this point, and maybe not so much in this grade of Class 3, but higher grades, obviously 1,000 metres around Happy Valley, they're quite rare. And 1,000-metre races here, so you do tend to find the same horses running around. But obviously Seasons Wit there, Paul, and that evidence has turned that form around with Harmony and Blessed. So they're all very closely matched.
They are, definitely. And look, he seems to be on the improved Seasons Wit, but he's only a 3-year-old, remember, so he's got improvement in him.
You watch all the track work, Paul, down at the track nice and early. Harmony and Blessed, how's his work been, looks like under the daylight hours here? Yeah,
no, he's been going really well, Harmony and Blessed. There's been no issues with him. He's coming along quite nicely, just some nice slow work as you can see from him. So look, he's doing it well enough, and again another one that's come out of his last start with no issues.
Is there one in this race that maybe, Nick, if they do overcook it in front and there's more pressure than what sort of is anticipated, especially if the track becomes leaderish, that can run over the top of them at the end?
Oh, look, there are horses in here, I suppose. I mean, someone like Equalita Blitz, I suppose he might be a bit closer this time around, but I think he could finish off quite strongly. You shouldn't rule out the John Size horses, Tornado Phantom and Drops of God. You'd never rule out any of John's, would you, regardless? But they're better 1,200 metre horses, but if they go really, really hard, I could see those two finishing up.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they'll get back, they'll be running on. Gorgeous Vitality. It's been a little bit disappointing. I think he's had some of the races to suit and hasn't quite finished it off.
Righto, Paul, with Seasons Win, I think he gets in really well with the conditions of the race. He's £2 less than what he was last time out. Is either horse to beat?
Yes, I'm going to go with Seasons Win here. I think he's going to get that perfect run, 3 back on the inside. So he's on top, Harmony and Bless from the front. Atomic Energy, look, I can see him running a bit of a race here. He as long as he gets around that corner okay, but I think he will. He can sit in just in behind with lightweight. And Atomic Force, he'll get back. He'll be one of the ones running on late. 6, 5, 10 and 1.
Yeah, I'll go Atomic Energy here. As I said, I don't think there's a great deal between those first three last time out, and I think he might be able to turn the form around with those that finished ahead of him, and he's got no weight on his back whatsoever. Seasons Wit in for second. Harmony and Blessed is thoroughly consistent. You can't leave him out. And a bit like Paul, I've got Atomic Force in the toppy in for a minor placing because he can certainly run his race. 10, 6, 5, 1.
That is the preview for race number 8 at Happy Valley on Wednesday night, the Class 3 race over 1,000 metres. Up after the break here on Racing to Win, we've got the final race to preview, which is over the 1,200 metres, the best bets and everything else. Plenty more to come here on the show. Stay with us. Racing to Win continues, and we're looking at the final race from Happy Valley on Wednesday evening. It's a good quality Class 3 race over 1,200 metres. Just a field of 11 to partake in. At the top is Excellent Peers, who ran on strongly last time out for Frankie Law and Matthew Chadwick. Bittergate this week. Exponential, Lyle Hewitson and Douglas White from barrier number 5, a last start winner. Superb Capitalist was able to roll along in front and win last start. Reward Smile comes to Happy Valley for the first time with a tongue tie on. Zach Purton aboard Phoenix Light. E-Universe, a strong last start winner, up in grade. Further down, you've got Wonder Kit, who ran second last start. Zarson, certainly more known for his all-weather form. Tomodachi Crocodile gets into the field here, comes to Happy Valley for the first time with Jumbo Legend and Lucky Archangel, who's very close to a class drop off a rating of 61. Let's have a look at the speed map here for them over the 1,200 metres, and as we see them go from the start here, Nick, it looks like Superb Capitalist will have the pace to get across and lead.
I think so, Tom. Yeah, look, as you say, he does need to get across because he's drawn gate number 9, having drawn 1 last time. He had a charmed run to get to the lead and make all the running to win. So if anything beats him for speed, they'll be going pretty quick. One horse that might give it a good go is Exponential. He likes to race on the pace and managed to get the win last time, beating Active Faith and Co. when going forward. E-Universe is another horse who went forward last time out. I wonder, might they just try and wait with him, possibly with so much speed up front. And Tomodachi Kokoro and Reward Smile, Paul, I think might just get nice runs in behind the latter, drawn 2.
Yeah, exactly. Look, Exponential is a potential leader if Superb Capitalist doesn't get out there, or they could share the lead together if Exponential gets to the rail first, because he's actually drawn inside him. But look, that's where the pace is going to come from, the 2 and the 3. Wonder Kit, I just wonder where he's going to end up, because he likes to sort of try and settle in midfield or forward, and he's got a really bad draw. Excellent Pairs will be slightly closer as well. He got really well back out of his ground and finished off strongly last start.
Rightio, that is the speed map. A horse that's had a great season this season. He's only missed the top 4 on one occasion. That is Exponential, and he is trained by Douglas White.
Douglas, Exponential is a horse who I think 1 keeps defying the handicapper, and 2 perhaps keeps defying his trainer because he's doing a great job.
Yeah, as I've said beforehand, you'd love a handful of him in your yard. He's as honest as the day is long. Look, as you indicated, he's crept up significantly in the handicaps, but he seems to be handling it. He loves the valley. We've found a speciality there, and he's got a decent gate again tomorrow night.
I guess what stands him in great stead, Douglas, is the fact that he's got this really willing attitude. It was a battling old finish last time, and he came out on top.
He did. He was headed, and he showed a bit of tenacity to come back, and showed a bit of fight to get his head back in front. It's a good sign, but it doesn't help the handicapping system.
Certainly does. He was £12 higher when winning last time for 72 than his previous win. Now a 5-time winner, numerous placings. Obviously things do get that bit tougher. What sort of form is he in? I know you sent him up to Chungfa for a nice freshen up.
Yeah, he's a horse that enjoys a little bit of space between runs. He needs a little bit of freshness in him, but if anything, he's held his form. I'm not going to be standing here and telling you that he's improved, because that would be a bit of a mystery how, but I will say that he's held his form, and when he does hold his form, he'll always run well.
Yeah, when they're that honest, you can always sort of rely on them, can't you? A couple of points. Firstly, your jockey, he's riding really well, isn't he, Lyle, at the moment? So good to have a man in form on board.
Yeah, he's flying. Good luck to him. He's riding well. He deserves it. He's a hard worker, and it's paying off.
And just the other point being, you and I spoke about the horse recently, but just for the viewers, Russian Emperor, how's he?
Oh, he's put it this way. He knows he's won a big race. He's getting a lot of attention. I was going to shut him down, and he's just doing too well. So he'll just carry on going slow work, cantering for another week or two, and towards the end of the season, he'll be shut down.
He's just fantastic story the whole way through, really, Douglas, isn't it? The fact that when he arrived, there was this big hype, and he's now done what he's done, and sort of transgressed the globe a little bit as well.
Yeah, he has. Look, I've said it before. He's done myself and my stable the world of good. It's been one heck of a ride having him around, and he's certainly been the highlight. He's been the highlight of my career.
Great to hear from Douglas White regarding his charge Exponential. He's been in great form this season, but another man that has been in great form in recent weeks is Lyle Hewitson, and Nick, he's had a whale of a time over the last 4 meetings.
He has, yeah, great to see as well. Well-deserved success there, as you can see, 34 rides for the 7 winners, and numerous placings as well, just a tick over 20% the strike rate, and he's got some really nice rides coming up on Wednesday, Paul.
Yeah, I quite like Bogos. I think Snow Light's going well at the moment. Big Two's going to be in the right place as well. So there are 3 that sort of stand out for me.
Yeah, certainly he's very effective on a front runner too, is Lyle. Of course, Exponential, who we're touching on at the moment. He rides him in the final race for Douglas White. So we can have a look at a few of the replays that could potentially challenge Exponential in this race. And the first of them we've got here is Superb Capitalist, Nick, and he was up on the pace here. That's what he likes to do. He was able to see it out. But what about this horse here at the back? Exponential was a big run from him against the trend of the night, really.
It was, yeah, for sure. And look, this Superb Capitalist, I think he'd always threatened to do this at Happy Valley. I was certainly pleased to see it for one, because he's got his career back on track after a few below par efforts. Excellent Piers. Look, he's finished off really nicely. My concern with him is possibly the big weight, but he's proven it there, Paul, and that was a really good run.
Yeah, he has carried the weight before. He's run second off a higher rating, so he is capable, and I think he'd be a lot closer in the run. You're right, Tom, it was way against the trend that night.
Yes, certainly was. So we can have a look at Reward Smile now, and here he is at Sharton now. He's coming to Happy Valley for the first time. He's up here with Prince of Porty and also Lucky Encounter. Of course, Lucky Encounter looks like he's going to line up this weekend at Sharton, and he comes to Happy Valley for the first time. Paul, he hasn't done a lot wrong. Of course, he was a winner at a decent price on debut. Yeah,
look, it was quite a strong field there, beating Prince of Porty and then running into Lucky Encounter, who's looked really progressive. So he's getting over some strong form races. He's a horse that likes to race on the pace. He's drawn nicely in barrier 2, so there's a lot of positives about him. I definitely think he's one of the main chances.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I think he's a really nice horse, very unassuming type of horse, and doing little wrong. And he's come up against a decent one last time. Tongue tie going on first time as well could have a part to play. And no trial here, but you would never question that with John Sides.
No, we know that Manfred Mann's team is going exceptionally well at the moment. And this horse here, E-Universe, was able to win last time out at Happy Valley. And Nick paid 5.4 in the end and absolutely gave them a good old-fashioned towel up.
Absolutely, yeah. The handicapper saw fit to put him up £10, so he's got a bit more to do now that he goes up in grade. But obviously, because he does move into Class 3, he's carrying a bit less weight, 123. So Karis Teaton's jumping on board. Not sure how bookings came about, but obviously Hugh Berman had been riding this horse. He opts to ride Reward Smile. So a perfect substitute in Karis Teaton, but he's absolutely bolted up. But more on his dish this time, Paul.
Yeah, he is. And he did lead that way. He's not going to lead the weight this race with some pace in the race. But one thing in his favour is he'd always threatened to win that race. You know, he'd been in good form beforehand, so it wasn't unexpected.
Now, a horse that has been going well without winning, but maybe you could put him down to being a little bit disappointing, is Wonder Kit. Now, here he is back in the field in the gold colours here. It's just a matter of, Paul, where he ends up in the run. But overall, I think he's probably been a little bit disappointing not to win one yet, because he has threatened. He
has threatened a couple of times. He's by Suborg, this horse. Look, barrier 10 worries me a lot with this one. I just don't know where he's going to be in the run. He'll want a lot of pace on to open the field up so he can get a run. That's not guaranteed. So, look, I'm just going to watch him in this.
Yeah, look, I certainly liked his run around here. First run around here at Happy Valley was good, but the wide draw is the concern. So he has a little bit to prove.
Okay, we'll see what he can do with that wide draw, where they decide to go back or go forward with Wonder Kit. But good-looking last race, Paul. Well, which way have you gone?
I went with Excellent Pairs. I just thought he was against the trend last time and hit the line really strong. He's got to carry the weight, but he's on top. Reward Smile could easily win and win easily because this horse is going so well at the moment. Both runs have been good. Universe for third and Superb Capitalist from the front. 1-4-6-3.
Yeah, really like Reward Smile here. First run around Happy Valley. Looks the type that might be suited to this place as well, and he draws a good gate. So he'll go on top with his first-time tongue tie. E-Universe was good last time. Bit more to prove, but he's clearly a nice horse going forward. Wonder Kit makes it in. And Superb Capitalist, this is tougher, but I certainly think he'll acquit himself well once again. 4, 6, 7 and 3, my numbers in the last.
That is a preview of race number 9 at Happy Valley. Don't forget you can get onto the website hkjc.com and click on the audio and video section. Check out a preview of all of the races for Happy Valley on Wednesday night. But we've previewed 8 and 9, Paul. What about the other 7 races? The first 2 look particularly tough.
Yeah, wide open. I went with Baron Z. It was a good run from him last time. Race 2, fingers crossed, blinkers on for the first time last start, and he went really well, ran second. Beau Goss at a bit of a price, hit the line strongly over 16.50 for the first time last time. The run is well rated. Lean Hero's going to get a really nice run on the map. Golden Lux finally got a barrier draw, and Majestic Victory went really well at his last start. Another one that maps really well on the card.
Okay, so those are the selections for Paul on Wednesday night. But out of all of those, Paul, which is the best one that we can have a crack at?
I'm going to go with Lean Hero. Hopefully we'll get a bit of a price about him. Hugh Bowman from a good draw, barrier 2. I think he can just sit in behind. The distance looks ideal. And Beau Goss with a combination, Douglas White, Lyle Hewitson going so well. Best run we've seen from him last time. Hit the line strongly, and it was the first time over distance. And in race 8, we'll do the QQP as the play 5, 6 and 10.
I'll be cheering on Angus Chung to add another winner to his tally. Atomic Energy in race 8, number 10 is my best bet of the evening, very lightly weighted. Long shot, race 6, number 5, Cheong Fat. He's not got the best of draws, but he's certainly been impressing in defeat. And the play, race 5, numbers 4, 5 and 6.
Best for me comes up in the last race. Excellent Pairs. I thought it was a terrific run from him last time out. A 4-time winner of his 19 starts. Frankie Law, Matthew Chadwick. And Sharp and Bright I thought ran well at Sharton. First up on a rain-affected track. Brenton Abdullah riding for David Hall. We'll go the play in the last race. Excellent Pairs, Exponential and E-Universe AQQP. That's just about it for racing to win for the Wednesday edition at Happy Valley. Paul, racing Saturday, huge jackpot. Tuchel lining up as well.
Yeah, up against Sweeten County. Should be a really good race, that one. I think Bourbon Air's in there as well. That's going to be a good race. And the jackpot, as you mentioned, is going to be one of the biggest we've seen this season.
Yep, so should be a great afternoon coming up at the weekend. But Happy Valley Wednesday night, 6:45 for race number 1.